Hey, what's going on guys? Flick here. Welcome to the first FIFA 19-esque video on the channel. I'm super excited for a new FIFA cycle and to get things going with this video where I'll be announcing the first career mode that I'll be doing in FIFA 19. And a lot of you have been asking for the return of career mode content and traditional career mode content where I play games and just edit it all into a highlighted video for you guys. And I'm excited to announce that the first FIFA 19 career mode I'll be doing will be in the Premier League, and it will be with Crystal Palace, a team that I haven't personally managed throughout my time on YouTube. With that said, I think Palace are an exceptional side for career mode. They have a couple of key players to build around, and they're not quite a top tier side just yet. They're mid-table, so they have some improvements to make. Hopefully over a few seasons we can win the Premier League title with them, win Champions League, and just make them the best side in FIFA 19 career mode. As an introduction to Palace, I thought we would look through the board expectations as well as the transfer budget in FIFA 19. And Chesnoy Gaming released a video where he looked at all the different Premier League teams' expectations as well as transfer budgets. I'll leave a link in the description to that as well as a card on the screen right now if you want to check that out. But things are actually not very different to what they are in FIFA 18. Domestic success, continental success, and brand exposure all being low in FIFA 19, financial being a medium objective, and youth development being a very low objective. There has been a slight increase in the transfer budget from roughly 40 million to now 42.5 million. I felt like a nice compromise to not having FIFA 19 footage was to update the transfers as much as possible using the FIFA 18 database and then walking you through what a potential lineup would be once FIFA 19 does come around. So that way, when EA Early Access does drop for FIFA 19, I can use your guys' comments from this video to make a couple of transfers and get you guys involved right away. But we'll start with the goalkeeper position, and Guaita actually has a nice little upgrade in FIFA 19, going up +4 to an 81 rated goalkeeper. So we look pretty good there, at least for this first season. Van Aanholt is a staple in a lot of teams in career mode. He's not exactly an expensive player, but he's very versatile, he's quick, and he's a pretty popular option at that left back position. I'm glad we have him in our side. Moving into our defense, we do have Sacco and Tompkins. Their ratings stay exactly the same. And by the way, if I don't mention a ratings change, just assume that the rating is going to be the same for them in FIFA 19. But onto our right back position, this is when a little bit of controversy starts creeping in. Wan-Bissaka is going to be our starting right back, at least for right now, because in FIFA 19, he got a +5 ratings increase to 70 overall, and I feel like he's the better right back for my playstyle compared to Ward. Ward does have the better rating, although he is a bit slower. So I felt like for me and my personal playstyle, where I like having my fullbacks overlap and get involved in the attack, it'd be better to have a younger player in Wan-Bissaka, who's also a bit quicker. Now, on to our right mid position, we have the newly transferred Max Myer, and there's been a bit of controversy around him lately, and his agent saying like he's one of the world's best players, and we'll see if he can become one of the world's best in this career mode. But his rating stayed exactly the same from FIFA 18. He's a pretty good player, still relatively young. It seems like he's been around career mode for the longest time. He's only 21 years old, so he'll definitely be one of our promising young talents in this save. Onto our midfield, we have the pairing of Koyate and Milojevic. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. It might take me some time to get these player pronunciations right, but Milojevic has gone up +1 in his rating to a 79 in FIFA 19, and Koyate did stay the same at 76. Andres Townsend on the left flank will be our starting winger, and by default he's a right mid, but I like having left-footed players play on the left, and he's a pretty good player at that. Now, probably the most exciting part of this team is our strike partnership. Christian Benteke, I loved using him in, I want to say, FIFA 16 with my Aston Villa career mode, or maybe it was FIFA 15, one of the two. He's just an absolute beast in the air, and I definitely will be sending in a lot of crosses to him. But Wilfried Zaha is the staple of this team. He lit up the Premier League last year, and he's gotten a 5-star skill upgrade in FIFA 19. So hopefully I'll pull off a couple of skills, score some nice goals with him, and develop him as a staple in this Crystal Palace side. I'm not going to talk about every single substitute and reserve. I'm only going to highlight the key ones, at least in my opinion, for my future plans. And Riedwald is one of those players. He can either play as a center back or a center defensive mid. I think he's actually listed as a center back in FIFA 19, but I remember signing him a couple of career modes back, and he's only 20 years old at 74 overall, so we can definitely develop him into exactly what we want, a versatile defender who can also push up into the midfield. Another player that I definitely want to develop is Sorloth. And he got a couple of inform cards in FIFA 18 career mode, and those upgrades turned him into a pretty nice player. So I'm thinking that we can do a little bit of player training on him with that 4-star weak foot. We can use him on the left flank. We can play him at striker. He should be a pretty good option for us, as well as Connor Wickham, who's a different style of striker. He's getting a little bit older at 24 now, but still young enough that we can train him. It looks to be a good option for us. And then on the bench, we have some nice defenders in Schlupp and Soare. Definitely going to develop them and give them plenty of play time. And then once the full database does drop for FIFA 19, I'm assuming we're going to get a couple more young players that aren't in FIFA 18. Now, I know this wasn't the longest video, but I felt like this is a nice starting point for FIFA 19 content. You can expect to see a couple more uploads before the Crystal Palace crew mode does get underway. And judging off of dates from previous years, I'm guessing that the crew mode will start on Friday the 21st. And we can get going after that. I am hoping to get a couple of uploads of this Crystal Palace crew mode out every week and really progress more quickly than I have in the last couple of crew modes. And I just can't stress enough how excited I am for FIFA 19 and the kind of content I plan on producing. Not just crew mode content, but also Ultimate Team content and maybe even some Pro Clubs content as well. But I think I'm going to wrap things up there. If you guys did enjoy this preview episode of the Crystal Palace career mode, feel free to leave a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. But until next time, this has been Flick. I'll be talking to you guys again soon.